In the labyrinth of antique shops filled with whispering relics of the past, there exists a chilling tale of an antique doll passed down from generation to generation, weaving a tapestry of misfortune and tragedy. Her name is Elizabeth, born in 1876 in a small village nestled between snow-capped mountains and shrouded in ancient myths. Elizabeth was the only child of a wealthy family. Her father, Edward, doted on her, showering her with affection and gifts. But her mother, Eleanor, was cold and distant, seeing Elizabeth more as a burden than a blessing. One day, Edward brought home a beautiful porcelain doll for Elizabeth. The doll had rosy cheeks, long flowing hair, and eyes that seemed to sparkle with life. But beneath this enchanting exterior lurked a sinister secret. For the doll was not just a plaything, it was a vessel for malevolent forces. The moment Elizabeth laid her tiny hands on the doll, a shift occurred. Strange things began to happen in their home. Unexplainable accidents, eerie sounds and whispers in the dead of night became commonplace. Elizabeth's laughter echoed with unnatural glee, while her porcelain doll stared blankly with its haunting eyes. Then one fateful night, amidst the flickering shadows cast by the fireplace, Eleanor's lifeless form was discovered, a chilling tableau frozen in time. A single crimson stain marred the pristine white of the carpet, a silent testament to the tragedy that had unfolded. The village elders, steeped in folklore and superstition, spoke of an ancient curse, one that had found purchase in the heart of Eleanor's porcelain vase. It was believed that the doll, a conduit of malevolent spirits, had siphoned the life essence from its owner, leaving behind a shell devoid of warmth and vitality. Over the years, the whispers faded, but the doll remained, a silent sentinel in Elizabeth's nursery, a constant reminder of the tragedy that had struck their home. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no! For Elizabeth, too, met a grim fate. Fast forward now to the year 1923, when the grand old house stood desolate, its inhabitants long gone. A young couple, newlyweds, Thomas and Alice Baleris, sought refuge from a sudden storm and stumbled upon this relic of the past. Unaware of the dark legacy they were about to inherit, they carried the doll to their home, unwittingly setting in motion a chain of events that would forever alter their lives. Their quaint cottage, once filled with warmth and laughter, transformed into a chamber of horrors. Unexplainable accidents plagued their every move, casting a long shadow of fear over their lives. Just as the weight of the curse threatened to crush them, they decided to part ways with the doll, returning it to the dusty shelves of the antique shop where they had found it. But here's the chilling part. Every time someone new acquired the doll, they, too, fell prey to its wicked influence. The doll seemed to have a voracious appetite for misfortune, relishing in the despair and tragedy it sowed. Its malevolent presence seeped into their lives, twisting everyday occurrences into terrifying nightmares. Amongst its victims was a single mother named Catherine Hayes, desperate to shield her young son Billy from the harsh realities of their impoverished existence. In a moment of weakness, she turned to the black market, seeking a quick financial solution. It was there that she came across the doll, its porcelain face staring vacantly, promising a twisted form of solace. Little did she know she was trading her soul for a child's plaything. As Catherine held the doll, she felt a surge of power, unlike anything she'd experienced before. But this empowerment came at a terrible cost. Accidents started to pile up, each one chipping away at her sanity and blurring the line between reality and nightmare. Then there were the whispers, insidious and taunting, echoing through the desolate corridors of her heart. They told tales of the doll's sinister past, of the lives it had ruined, and of the despair it had sown. Catherine, initially dismissive of these whispers, found herself driven to the edge. Catherine found herself confiding in the local priest, Father Michael Delaney, a man of unwavering faith and stoic resolve. Father Michael had seen his fair share of troubled souls, yet even he was shaken by Catherine's harrowing tale and the unsettling aura that clung to the doll. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, he decided to confront the evil head-on. Together, Catherine and Father Michael embarked on a perilous journey to undo the curse that had ensnared them. Their quest led them to the weathered pages of ancient texts, their words holding the key to breaking the doll's wicked hold. With each passing moment, the doll's presence grew more menacing, its whispers turning into screams that echoed in their minds. However, amidst this darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged. A forgotten ritual, one that promised to sever the ties between the doll and its victims. The ritual was fraught with peril, demanding a monumental sacrifice. In a heart-wrenching decision, Catherine chose to relinquish the doll, banishing it from her life. and severing the chains that bound her to its malevolent grasp. But the doll's curse didn't end with Catherine. It moved on to its next victim, a young artist named Henry Blackwood. Intrigued by the whispers surrounding the doll, Henry sought it out, believing that its eerie reputation could inspire his art. He saw the doll not as a vessel of but as a muse, a morbid fascination that would lead him down a path of ruin. Henry's world was soon turned upside down as the doll's curse tightened its grip. His life became a macabre painting, each stroke of misfortune more horrifying than the last. And as the whispers of the doll's sinister past grew louder, Henry found himself trapped in a labyrinth of fear and despair. Desperate for a way out, he turned to a renowned paranormal investigator named Isabella Reyes. Renowned for her sharp intellect and unwavering determination, Isabella had dedicated her life to unraveling the mysteries that lay hidden in the shadows. With a blend of scientific skepticism and an open mind, she had become a beacon of hope for those tormented by the supernatural. Upon hearing Henry's tale, Isabella's inherent curiosity was piqued. She recognized the urgency in Henry's voice, the desperation that clawed at his composure as he recounted the horrors he'd been facing. The doll's presence loomed over their conversation, an ominous undercurrent that hinted at the darkness that had taken root in Henry's life. Together, they delved into the heart of the mystery, piecing together the fragmented stories of those who had fallen prey to the doll's curse. Each tale added another layer to the enigma, weaving a tapestry of sorrow and despair. As Isabella and Henry closed in on the truth, the doll's whispers intensified, its malevolent spirit sensing the impending threat to its dominion. With each passing moment, the stakes escalated, casting long shadows over their determination. Unraveling the curse was no longer just a matter of intellectual curiosity. It had become a fight for their very souls. As the full extent of the doll's curse was revealed, Isabella found herself face to face with an entity of pure evil. The doll's malevolent spirit, sensing its time was running out, lashed out with a vengeance. The room grew cold, the air thick with an otherworldly presence. The doll's eyes, once vacant, now burned with an eerie glow, reflecting the turmoil that raged within. Yet Isabella stood firm, her resolve a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness. Drawing upon her years of experience and her unwavering belief in the power of truth, she confronted the spirit head. The ensuing battle was one of epic proportions, a clash between the forces of good and evil that shook the very foundations of the house. But Isabella, armed with the knowledge gleaned from countless investigations and a heart full of empathy, refused to back down. As the confrontation reached its climax, Isabella made a pivotal decision. Instead of attempting to banish the spirit, she chose to understand it, to delve into the depths of its sorrow and uncover the truth that had been buried for so long. In a moment of profound revelation, she discovered the source of the curse, a tale of betrayal, unrequited love, and a desperate attempt to escape a loveless marriage. With this newfound understanding, Isabella's approach shifted. She didn't seek to destroy the spirit, but to heal it. And so the battle lines were redrawn. What followed was a heart-wrenching journey of redemption, a testament to the enduring power of compassion and understanding. Through acts of kindness and an unwavering commitment to unraveling the truth, Isabella and Henry managed to break the curse that had plagued the doll for generations. The malevolent spirit, finally set free from its prison of pain and vengeance, found a measure of peace. The whispers that had tormented the living now faded into the silence of the past, leaving behind a heavy quiet. In the aftermath, Henry found solace in the knowledge that he had not only broken the curse, but had also helped a lost soul find peace. His art, once marred by the darkness of the curse, now took on a new depth, a haunting beauty that spoke of tragedy and triumph. As for Isabella, her journey with the doll served as a reminder of the unseen world that existed just beyond our perception, a world where sorrow and malevolence could linger, twisting the threads of human lives. The antique doll, stripped of its malevolent power, was left with nothing but porcelain skin and glassy eyes. Its face, once a vessel for unspeakable horrors, was now a mask of tranquility, a silent testament to the darkness it had once harbored. And so the tale of the cursed doll became a legend, a cautionary whisper that echoed through the halls of time, a story of malevolence, redemption, and the indomitable spirit of those brave enough to confront the shadows that lurk in the corners of our world.